Hello, Actor Sage here on the Sage channel. Is Sleep, Art, Game, and Eat. And today I'm going to show off these Sage stations because I've had an awful lot of people message me from time to time and ask, hey, what are those weird stations you see sitting in the background? Well, they're Sage stations. So first off, I'll start out with this one. This is basically like all the ones you've seen so far, and I've actually started modifying them, but this is the basic one. So I'm just going to go ahead inside right away and show you. The outside is pretty much just what you see, except for down there we have those communication arrays, which currently in the current build of the game do nothing. But anyway, we hop in here, we got a nice little airlock, and inside, of course, we have a marker. And a very, very high ceiling. It's almost like a weird cathedral-y thing, but I like it. But the main idea behind this station is you basically load up a survival world, and you delete the survival platform with all the stuff and paste this station down. That way, it would replace all of the stuff that's on that station. So here we go, we have our gravity generator that's usually on that station. If we carry down these stairs, all the way down here, you have everything else you would find on that station, including your respawn medical chamber thing, your assembler, which is stuck right back here, and your refinery, which goes down far below us. And if I was to actually cut through the floor here really quickly, and I've actually deleted the refinery on accident, but the refinery just hangs down here, and we got a bunch of empty space. And I was pretty happy with this for a long time, but along came heavy armor, so I decided maybe it's about time I update this. And by the way, if you're wondering, hey, where's the power supply? It's actually hidden in the walls up here. If I was to disable mirroring and start cutting into here, we should. Yep, there we go. This is where the power supplies are hidden, which is pretty cool, but of course in the future, if you have to replace what's inside the reactor, might be a bit troublesome if you have to cut through a wall. Anyway, so let's head out of this one now. Close our nice door, just a little bit of mild OCD and role-playing there, the urge to close these doors. And now we'll actually look at a bit of more of why it was designed like this, because my original idea was it would be slightly more modular. Basically, before I even put all that stuff in the bottom, my idea was that you would have a bunch of these, and basically all, instead of the marker there, you would have the refinery in one, the assembler in another, and the medical thing in the other one. So basically 3, and then you connect them like this with this huge block thing here, and I'll actually go inside to show this a bit more. So if I fly down here, pop open this door, after I'm bumping it a bit, there we go. And now pop this door open. Hopefully they'll have a way in the future to make that sort of automated. Again, the markers on these, and these are all the same as the one I was just in. But of course, you know, we have the connector that would just head between the two. And that way you could modularly set up a huge facility with just these things stuck about. And of course these, you wouldn't even have to roleplay and needing airlocks or anything, but they'd still be there for use. And if you decide to make a permanent connection, you could of course then cut out all these windows, and actually even cut out the open way here, which could just open everything up. Some rework would of course need to be done. But anyway, that was just the basic idea that I had before, and I also had the idea that, well, instead of having that big long connector for the modular setup, you'd have this small slanted, or small thin connector that just connects the two. That would be this one here. So here we go. That leads to another one. And then the third way of connecting was just simply to butt them up against each other, which won't make much sense right here because I'm just walking through a bunch of doors until I open the last door. And there you go, basically it's just two of them stuck together. I'll show you from the outside now how all this looks. So there we go, this is what it all looks like from the outside. There's the big divider I first showed, the thin connector between the two, and then of course the two butted up right next to each other and fitting perfectly because they have this sort of design like that. But the thing is, I decided today, well, we're just not going to deal with any of the ideas of modularity. I'm going to fully upgrade this thing. So I basically, the first thing I did, of course, was I stuck heavy armor on it. And you can see some of what's going to be coming to my left there. And I decided, okay, cool, heavy armor, maybe we'll change the top, maybe not, I'm not sure. But what we're definitely going to do now is go inside of it, and we're going to rework all the downstairs stuff. So I think this one might not have the rework in it yet. Yeah, this is still just the same one, it's just got heavy armor on the outside of it and not on the inside. But if you were to fly over to this one here, which is our first one where we started really reworking it, you might notice some weird stuff on the outside there. I pop in here, close this, open this, still a marker of course, but now heavy armor on the inside as well, except for at the very top. Let me just close this door, and right here you notice there's no stairwell, but now we have this opening here and a ladder. So if we were to hop on this ladder and head ourselves down, which takes a bit of time, so let's just jump off that, there we go. It's only like 3 or 4 levels. We're down into this room. So instantly you're there, you don't have to do any back switches or anything. You got your gravity generator if you need to tinker with that to keep the gravity up in the area, and you got your refinery right here and your assembler. Now, you might notice the lack of the resurrection chamber thing. So, we're going to hop in here, and I'm just using my jetpack for speed, and go down a few floors, and first off, we come to here, this is the refinery sticking down, and then we have some basic storage in here. And if we keep going down, we finally come to the respawning room, basically. And I also decided, hey, it would be cool if we had some cryopods, as if maybe this station shuts down and goes into stasis mode for a while, or if things go really wrong, whoever stopped by one of these stations or using them could hop in these cryopods and just take a rest. But anyway, our respawn chamber, and then the power in this one, oop, I bounced off that when I turned my jetpack on. The power in this one, instead of having it hidden in the walls where you couldn't get to it, if we were to continue down this way, you reaches the reactor right here. And then if you carry all the way down, it just reaches into a open space here. But as you can see, there's a lot less wasted space just where you can't access it than there was in the other one. And so now, what I'm going to show you guys is I fly all the way back up to the top here, and then fly up this one as well, is the changes I decided to make to the outside. Or at least tried to make to the outside. So let's hop up to heaven. So let's hop back outside. Alright, so you can see, first thing I did when I started reworking the outside is, of course, the metal. As I said, I did that first. But then I decided I like the overall design except for the tops. You know, it's nice, but it was a bit weird. So I said, okay, what happens if we bump that out? And I liked it an awful lot, but let's try experimenting with other things. Basically, this is what all these are. It's just me experimenting with different things. This is still the basic design. It just doesn't come up as far before it slants inwards. This is sort of like a little chapel-y thing for a marker or whatever you like to put in there. This is the same thing. Looks a bit silly though. Again, the marker, I decided to stick a light up there. You know, just me experimenting around with different things. This is the same as like the first one I showed, except for now I've bumped up that little red bit there. Here we go. It's almost started looking like a crown at this point, which I thought was pretty cool, but didn't fit the whole feeling of it. And this one again, sort of a little chapel thing, but with more curves to it, and then same as before. And then more, you know, crowns, alteration to the first design. I actually like that a fair bit. I might go with that one. And then I decided, hey, how it look with a flat top? Definitely don't like that one. And then this is basically the same exact thing as we originally had, the very first original ones, except for it's all heavy metal. Anyway, I just felt like showing these things. I'm not sure which one I'll use yet in my videos in the future. It'll probably either be this one or just the standard one again, or maybe that first one way down there that had the little bump out. This one right here, I don't know. It might be this one. I actually like it a lot. It's nice and slightly more industrial than it just was before. Anyway, thanks a bunch guys for watching. I'll see you next time.